There's a butterfly, there's a pristine tablecloth. I turn to you and I say, please, do have a first sandwich. Here it is. It's laid out. Let's begin. There's laughing, there's teacups.
Laughing, ha ha ha, chandelier, scones, butterfly,
marvellous,
sharply
truly
light,
marvellous.
Lovely. How lovely salmon sandwiches.
Now, dear, do tell me again about your wonderful life, your wonderful children, your lovely husband, and your fabulous success.
Oh yes, well everything's marvellous actually, never been better. And you?
Well, yes, I've just had the most wonderful news.
You tell me your fantastically wonderful news. I'm suitably impressed, and we are together more than suitably impressed by the sandwiches.
In case you can't see from down there, I can assure you that the cucumber has been peeled, finely cut, and lightly peppered. The crusts have been cut off, and the bread is oh so delicate and light.
Salmon is accompanied by a thin layer of cream cheese. Not so much that you begin to feel a little sick, but just the right amount, with watercress and a spot of cayenne pepper. I really think I could go on eating these and never, ever, ever stop. But we must.
So here it is, we're laid out, we're beginning. It's not silent, the air is laughing. The chandelier is gone.
Butterfly light.
Truly marvellous.
Sandwiches.
In case you can't see from there, the cucumber, remember it's finely cut, very thin, and the bread is delicate.
Salmon is accompanied by a thin layer of cream cheese. Not so much that you feel sick. I really think I could go on eating these forever and never stop.
But we must stop, as next comes the scones. Oh, the glory, the luxury of a freshly baked scone. Ready to begin. It's not silent, the tinkling cups, the laughter. The chandelier sparkling, truly marvellous.
Butterflies light.
Etc.
Oh, how lovely. Yes, marvellous.
Oh,
yes.
marvellous, truly wonderful, 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 the finely cut cucumber. And now the scones, the glory, the luxury of a freshly baked scone. You first.
You please.
Scone, please.
Yes, please.
Scone one.
Scone two.
Up.
Down.
Left.
Left, right.
Spoon.
Knife.
Jam.
Cream.
Spoon.
Jam.
Knife. On. Pre-boiled liquid, so it doesn't take that long. Okay. You first.
You please.
Scone, please.
Yes, please.
Scone one.
Scone two.
Up.
Down.
Left.
Right.
Spoon.
Knife.
Jam.
Cream.
Spoon.
Jam. You first.
Yes, yes, you please.
Scone please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Scone one.
Scone two.
Up.
Down.
Left.
Right.
Spoon.
Knife.
Jam.
Cream.
Spoon.
Jam.
Cream.
Knife.
Spoon.
Jam.
Cream.
Bites.
Silent. gaze at the mountain of scones and try to count them, but there are so many the task seems impossible. They are like light, fluffy clouds of deliciousness. They look as if they have been baked by angels themselves.
But of course, in reality, they have been made from the traditional recipe in the hotel kitchens this very morning.
You look closely and notice they are still warm. You break one open and smile to yourself as the steam emanating from it spells out the word enjoy.
You first.
Yes, please.
Scone, please.
Scone 1.
Scone 2.
Up, down, left.
Right.
Knife.
Fork.
Spoon.
Cream.
Jam.
Jam. Spoon.
We gaze at the mountains of scones and try to count them, but there are so many the task seems impossible. They are like light, fluffy clouds of deliciousness. They have been baked by angels.
They have been made in the kitchen this morning by an old traditional recipe.
You look closely and notice they're still warm. You break one open and the steam emanating from it spells the word enjoy. You smile to yourself. Your fingers lightly stroke the soft, warm dough of the scone and you reach over for the jam, which you drop slowly onto its innocent, awaiting body. And now for the cream. The white, yellowy, creamy dairy. It's irresistible, and for a moment you appear like a buxom dairy maid, your flesh blooming and rosy, your fingertips reach out and you bite into the scone once more, your lipstick mouth wrapped around the white, creamy, frothy mess in your hand. Your eyes roll back and I watch as your eyes close and gratify your desire.
Tea. Cake.
Ah, yes. Cake. Oh, nice.
At this point we see cake. We've already been eating quite a lot of scones and sandwiches, so perhaps the cake isn't quite as delicious as it once was. And then we imagine, just to give you a sort of shape of where this fits, we imagine the sort of disruption progressing. So Martha's disruption starts to go from perhaps beyond playfully kind of sexual into perhaps a bit more violent and these sort of fantasies, and meanwhile I keep trying to sort of bring things back on track, perhaps with some of the original text, trying to move on, get to the end of this tea time. And we think the disruption can go so far as that then Martha, she just stops the facade, she stops playing this with me.
And maybe start playing a new game, like maybe I go down and start doing something else and try and engage you, or just getting myself a cup of tea with the kettle, and Lucy's still doing a ridiculous thing, cups are still smashing around. So
we wonder whether she uses these broken things, like there's a lot of smashed cups, whether those materials become something else, whether she uses them in a new way. So the disruption she stops really disrupting, more to the point where I'm sort of disrupting her in a funny way, like I'm still insisting on this. I'm still very high up, stuck there, and
to the very end point where I would just leave, just walk out. Lucy would be left there. The fact that I'm not doing my part anymore.
Perhaps even doing her part.
Yeah, and then maybe even in the dark, perhaps even the lights are out, maybe in the dark, she just sits there and perhaps after a little while we just hear, I'd like to get down now, please. she just had enough. She's just like, not for, given up playing, it's not fun anymore.